know you would have liked the dub, but you have a career game in your home state. How'd that feel against Purdue?
Yeah, it was nice. Obviously we want to win, but to be able to hit a couple shots, I was in a little bit of a slump, just a little shooting slump, 2 of 12 in the 3 games previous. So, to hit some shots in that game felt good. So
When you miss that slump, what are you hearing from the coaches?
I just keep shooting the ball. They have trust in me, my teammates have faith in me, and I have confidence in myself. It's not necessarily I lose confidence. It's more just shots aren't falling. So they just keep shooting the ball, keep doing you, and the shots are going to eventually fall.
Is that one of those things, like, do you do anything differently in your routine, or do you just trust that those are going to fall when you're in kind of a situation like that?
Yeah, I don't. I just stick with the routine. It's been working for me the whole year. I get in the gym before practice starts and do my shooting routine every morning with Tyler and some managers. And, I just have the same mindset. If the shots don't fall, they're going to fall next. I think to myself, I'm a 50% three-point shooter. So if I miss, 2 for 12, and then I'm going to end up 6 for 12 in the next 12 threes I take.
When you have that routine, how long have you been doing that routine? Where did you kind of come up with that?
Yeah, it was after Spain, actually. I didn't really shoot great, and Spain, it was a little different, overseas and jet lag and stuff like that. But, I wanted to develop something that I could get into, like, a flow before practice and feel good about myself before the games and have confidence in my shot. So, after Spain, we kind of had a little bit, 2-3 week break, and then I came back and started developing that routine, and I've stuck with it since then.
Coach Underwood said,
have you felt a different ability shooting the ball since you've done that? How has that kind of helped you?
It's more just confidence and just having a rhythm. Any person that shoots the ball at a high level will tell you, like, they always have one thing that they do or a couple things that they do that get them in a rhythm before they play or practice or stuff like that. When you feel good in your shot before you start playing in live action, then it just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, Coach Underwood said that he's probably brought up rebounding a few times with you since Friday.
Yeah.
Just what's important for you in that part of the game?
Yeah, I think one of the advantages of me playing the 2 now is I'm a lot bigger than a lot of the guys that are guarding me. And to play 35 minutes and have 0 rebounds is not something that should happen at all. So I definitely need to rebound the ball more. Coach leans on me a lot to rebound, and my teammates lean on me a lot to go and get some rebounds. And against Purdue was not one of my better rebounding nights, per se. So it's definitely something I'll be looking forward to doing against Michigan State.
I know he's for years kind of talked about team rebounding and how everyone needs to go. Do you have that team that can do that?
Yeah, I think we're second in the country in rebounds, per game. So we can go out there and get the offensive rebounds that we do and the defensive rebounds. It just adds so much more because you could shoot bad from the field and still have, 15 to 20 offensive rebounds and win the game like Purdue did against us. So for us to be able to offensive rebound and, defensive rebound to not allow teams like Purdue to do that, I think that's very important for the rest of our season.
Luke, little use as a freshman, obviously the injury last year. What's this like for you to finally have this opportunity, big minutes, big role on this team?
Yeah, it's part of the process. It's a cool experience now that I get to kind of experience this. I was talking to my parents the other day on the phone. I was like, I went from a freshman being scared to make a mistake to now I can go in there and miss a shot or make a turnover and know that I'm going to stay in the game and be able to make up for it. So that's what you work hard for throughout the whole process of the whole thing. Freshman year injury and now having these big minutes, it's all part of it. So I'm excited to be in this role.
For us, it's important to know Michigan State will have an edge coming off that loss to Northwestern. What's that conversation like amongst the team if you know a team might be extra hungry based on their last result?
Yeah, we talked about this the other day. Tom Izzo and Coach Brad are very similar in the way that they get their message across and they coach and they push their players. So, coming off a loss like that, I can only imagine what Coach Brad would be saying. He's probably that much more amped up about the game. So we know that they're going to come in here ready to play. It's a battle every single year. Last year I don't think we scored for the last 6 minutes of the game and we still won. So we know it's going to be a battle like it is every time, coming off a loss for them and a must-win game, honestly, for them. We're excited for the Towns and we know what they're going to do.
What do you think is, what is it about maybe this offense that you guys are ranked top 10 in efficiency this year?
Yeah, I think it's just the evolution. We started the season kind of in a different thing that we're doing now, and Marcus has been great. I think that's one of the biggest things. People are comparing him to what Jalen Pickett's been doing, or Penn State. It's a lot of the same things. So we're able to do a lot of things with him in the offense. I think Coleman shooting the ball at a high level has been great for us. It spaces the floor really well, and just getting other guys in the game. Justin coming off the bench and having 19 points a game in the last 3 games or whatever it is. I think guys are just really stepping up and knocking down shots.
You shifted gears against Purdue and kind of 5 out, more just
Have you been on an Illinois team that can maybe do that, just like change things up mid-game offensively and still maybe be successful?
Yeah, I mean freshman year no, because we had Kofi, so it was a little different when you got 7-2 in the paint, or 7 foot in the paint. But you know, this year it is nice to have that 5-out aspect, especially when you got 5 shooters out there. I mean, who are you going to guard? Honestly, pick and roll, pick and pop, stuff like that. You got capable guys that are standing on the 3-point line. You can't help. You can't double. So what are you going to do? It's like pick your poison. So when you have that many weapons out there, especially in a 5-out, and have capable shooters all around the court with Justin and stuff like that, it's tough to guard.
Kind of a dumb question, but it's like 21-6 Big Ten teams are at home this year. Like, what's important for you guys tomorrow and even more broadly this week about holding court at home?
Yeah, it's super important, especially when you have aspirations to win the Big Ten championship. So you can't lose games at home when you're playing in the Big Ten. That's just the reality of it. You know, Nebraska last night at home won their game, and it's tough to win on the road in the Big Ten. So, you know, when you're at home, you got to take advantage of that. The 10 games that you have at home. So those are important.